Hi, I'm Jeff Haynes, editor at TechBargains, and this is the unboxing of the OnLive video game console. Now, if you're a gamer like me, you want to get your hands on the latest games as soon as they hit the market, but you don't want to worry about patching or upgrading a game just because of a certain bug that you might find. Nor do you want to worry about purchasing a system and then being afraid that it's going to become obsolete, forcing you to spend hundreds of dollars just a few years later. Fortunately, the OnLive service gets rid of all of that, streaming your games to you simply and easily through your internet connection. So let's take a look. Now, the one thing that you'll notice about the OnLive box itself that we had shipped to us is that it's really small, not like your Xbox or your PS3 that you might see. In fact, if you happen to have any familiarity with a Wii system, it's approximately the same size box-wise, not console-wise, which is a very important distinction that we'll get to in a minute. But this is the box that you'll see. Whenever you go to the OnLive website, you'll actually be able to order this box itself for around $99, and you'll also get a voucher for a free game for the service itself. You can also, if you choose, to connect to the OnLive service via your PC, your Mac, your iPad, and now some Vizio TVs, which have actually been including the service as an additional TV app. So there's multiple ways to actually get connected to this new cloud computing system, which many people consider to be the possible future of gaming itself. So, as I open the box, you'll actually notice that there's not a lot there. You have the MicroConsole, which is very light, easily portable. You can throw this into a backpack, take it wherever you go without feeling like you're going to be weighed down like you would with some of the other consoles. And this would definitely fit on a bookshelf or in a home entertainment center without all the messy wires or taking up as much space as a lot of the other game consoles on the market would. On the front of the device, you can find two USB ports where you'll connect anything from the controller itself to sync up to the MicroConsole to mice and keyboard, so you can get more control of some of the PC games that the service offers, or you can connect USB hubs, so if you want to have a multiplayer game session and you each want to use your own mouse and keyboard or other peripherals, you can easily connect the USB hub to one of these ports and get online there. At the back of the MicroConsole are the majority of the inputs for the device itself. You'll find on the left-hand side an HDMI port, which is the primary way that the OnLive game service pretty much wants you to connect. They promise that they'll be able to deliver full 1080p streaming of your games at 60 frames a second as long as you use this. If your TV doesn't have an HDMI port, you can order an optional component cable from the OnLive service and you can plug it in right there. Next to that are all of your audio options. Now, OnLive can deliver audio through the HDMI cable, but if you want to connect to a receiver, you can automatically plug in via the optical port right here, or for a third option, you can use an RCA to mini jack adapter and plug into this port right there and immediately deliver your sound. Next to the audio options is your Ethernet port. Now, the OnLive game service claims that wired connections to your router are the best way to ensure that you'll have a dedicated connection for the MicroConsole that will reduce the amount of connection issues, lags, or any drops that you might experience while playing. However, if you are interested in playing via Wi-Fi, the MicroConsole does support Wi-Fi connections, but you will need optional adapters to connect to it that the OnLive service does not provide. It will allow for power line adapters or coax or wireless bridges, and you just have to set them up in their own specific way. Most of those instructions are on the OnLive website. Finally, there's also a power port just to give this console a little extra juice. The OnLive controller may seem a little bit familiar for those people that have played a 360 game either on the console itself or via a PC. It's very familiar. It has the right and left triggers as well as the bumpers, and the button layout is very similar itself. Instead of the X that would dominate the Xbox 360 controller, wired or wireless that is, you have the OnLive logo with a power button that you can use to turn on the MicroConsole. There are a few minor changes, of course. Instead of the lit up circle around the controller where you could tell how many people are actually playing a game at any point in time, you have these 4 dots and 4 lights, which lets you know how many controllers have actually been connected to the MicroConsole. And at the bottom of the device itself are some multimedia functions. The OnLive service is actually promoting the sense of community with a function that they call brag clips, which allows you to capture really interesting moments of your gameplay and share them with the community at large, or just simply to brag with your friends. So for instance, if you manage to make a really impressive kill in, say, Splinter Cell Conviction, or you manage to dunk on one of your friends and win a game in NBA 2K11, you can immediately hit this record button and capture up to 10 seconds of gameplay to immediately post to your account and brag to your friends. It's a really interesting way of getting people involved in the entire service and get them really connected to what's going on at any point in time in any game. What's also interesting about these buttons is that you can use them to scrub back and forth through different video clips, access and play different trailers that happen to be on the service itself, or do other functions. So you're not solely limited to just using the buttons and the controls or analog sticks of the controller itself. As you can see, there isn't really a lot extra to the box. You have a instruction card instead of a manual, which pretty much shows you exactly how to sync up your controller to the console, as well as how to connect the console to your TV. Really, really easy, really simple. You can pretty much do all of this within about 15 minutes from unboxing to setup and launching your first game, which is a really nice feature, which a lot of other consoles really can't tout. In here, you also get your cables and your connections for the console and for the controller, which are conveniently labeled so that you have an exact idea of what you're going to get in this box. For instance, you have the indication for batteries, which you can use to power the controller itself, or a rechargeable battery pack. Now, the battery pack, when plugged into the controller, will give you about 36 to 38 hours of continual playtime, which is actually pretty good. And you can recharge the controller via an included USB cable. You also get a power adapter in this box for the MicroConsole itself. In the other box that happens to be within the pack, you'll notice that you have 3 cables indicated on the front of the box. That gives you the HDMI cable. It provides you with the USB cable to charge and sync up the controller. And finally, an Ethernet cable to automatically get you online. The service itself is basically available now. It was launched in November. It currently offers about 38 games for its users. Each game has a free demo, so you can try before you buy. And if you happen to find a game that you like, it provides multiple options for you to fully experience that title itself. You can purchase a 3 or a 5-day pass, or if you happen to like it entirely, you can buy the game outright for a nominal fee. And the OnLive service promises additional titles to be added within the upcoming weeks and months, so you always have the promise that new games will be provided to you, so you can always experience the latest games out there. Plus, you never have to worry about patches or upgrades because they're all handled via the OnLive server farm, so all you have to focus on is getting inside the game and playing to your heart's content. So, that's our unboxing of the OnLive video game service. Be sure to come back to our site in the upcoming weeks for a full review of this system itself. And for the latest technology, products, and reviews, be sure to check out TechBargains.com.